Over the last couple of years, being in the pandemic, we're all craving connection. And one of the biggest reasons I come to conferences like this is my second time at the Summit of Greatness, is to be able to harness that connection, be open to the opportunities that could come, because I wasn't expecting that, and it came, and I spent my lunch hour with Lewis Howes. If there's anything that I've learned in my 2 decades of professional experience, it's that the number one investment that you could make in yourself is you.
Are you feeling stuck, lost, tired, or uninspired? We've all been there, including myself. I'm Coach Dez, mindset motivator and lifestyle entrepreneur. I'm here to tell you that the best, unapologetic, and limitless version of yourself is yet to come. The Born Unbreakable podcast is here to inspire just that. With motivating guests from all different walks of life and around the world, their stories will empower you to unlock abundance and your unbreakable spirit. Do you need accountability? Reach out to me for a free consultation of how I can support you in reaching your maximum potential.
Hey everyone, it's Coach Dez here, host of the Born Unbreakable podcast here in Columbus, Ohio for the 2022 Summit of Greatness with Lewis Howes and lots of other incredible people who are here doing the work to unlock their power, their potential, their greatness, and all kinds of good stuff, and honestly, human connection. Over the last couple of years, being in the pandemic, we're all craving connection. And one of the biggest reasons I come to conferences like this is my second time at the Summit of Greatness, is to be able to harness that connection, that potential, and to flourish. So for those of you who have not had the opportunity to attend a self-development conference or even the Summit of Greatness, I wanted to take the time in this episode to tell you a little bit about the experience. I'm actually sitting outside here in Columbus Commons, which is the back of the Ohio Theater, where this event is hosted every year for the last 5 years. It would have been 7 if it wasn't for the pandemic. So I just kind of want to take this time to walk you through what it has been like these last 3 days. Today is almost to the end of the 3rd day. So this is 1, to explain why I do this, but 2, to encourage you to consider why you might do this. So let me start with self-development and why something like this is important to rejuvenate and to learn. I talk about this a lot on the show. One of the things is how it's very easy for us to focus on things like going to the gym. It's sexy to do that. Go and get yourself looking great, feeling great, and looking better. It's a no-brainer for many people because we want to look good on the outside, right? But it's so important, I would argue even more important, to focus on what we've got going on the inside. And that's the importance of doing things like this. Self-development, when we read books, listen to podcasts, audiobooks, TED Talks, it's all amazing ways to get information. Coming into a place like this where you're immersing yourself, in this case for 3 days, it puts you in a place of focus, it puts you in a place of community, and it puts you in a place of intention. To be able to take yourself out of your element, out of your routine and what you're used to every day, to intentionally think about your goals, think about the work that you want to do, and think about the contribution that you want to continue making in the world. That's why I do this, and I will continue to do this year after year. So let me start with day 1. So day 1 of the Summit of Greatness is focused on workshops. So it's an interactive experience where every year there's different workshops, and it's intended to improve your mind, body, and spirit. So this year, my partner and I, Aaron, came with me. It's amazing that he could be here and help me film all this amazing stuff. We went to 2 workshops. So the first one was on relationships and the 7 keys to successful relationships, that was hosted or facilitated by Chris Lee. If you haven't checked out Lewis Howes' podcast, The School of Greatness, I would highly encourage you to check out episodes with Chris Lee. He is an expert on relationships for 34 years, and we really got into the 7 keys of success. For the sake of time, I'm not going to get into all of it here, but just in synopsis, we really went through and thought about how to apply these success principles to our own relationships. And, one of the most important things, and I'm excited about this because I'm actually, since I started my Boss Babe program, which launched just a couple weeks ago, and we're focusing on different topics every few weeks with these amazing young women. Hello to the young women, Cash and Allie and Sienna and Layla and the other Layla. They're all in community, in a smaller community. And the first topic we're focusing on is relationships. And the first and most important thing that I would say is the relationship with yourself. And so when you have clarity on the things that you need to work on, like self-love and understanding yourself, you can bring yourself to other relationships even better. And that's, the most important thing. So it was awesome. We got to do some reflection. We got to do some connection, got to meet a lot of great people. So that was really awesome. The second workshop that we went to was on core values and culture. When you're building a business, it's important for you to have a community of people or people that you work with that you could collaborate with. So the importance of having core values, and if you think about this as alignment. So if I asked you right now, for anybody who's listening, to write down your top 5 core values for yourself, for your business, what would that be? If you had anybody who works with you write down those core values and you line those up next to each other, would those be the same? Right? So when a company is building itself and its culture, that is one of the first things that they do is they create a mission, a vision, a values, and those values are about alignment. And usually that is the thing you come back to, because if you have people that you're trying to bring into an organization, whether it's big or small, the first thing you're going to ask yourself is, do those people align with the values of the company? So it was really amazing. A lot of people too from the team greatness. So Lewis Howes has an entire incredible panel, and they all have expertise. And we talked also just about marketing and different ways to do that. So that's a little bit of a summary there. There was another workshop that was really great. It was a little bit more focused on body. We didn't attend that one, but I will say the other thing I forgot to point out is that every morning there's the opportunity here to do workouts. And so Lewis did a secret run. He called it a secret run. And there was a small group of us that got up early and ran with Lewis. It was a couple of miles out by the river, which was really cool. But each morning you can decide if you want to do yoga, if you want to do, stretching and running, if you want to do, sometimes maybe they have something more intense like a HIIT workout for those of you that are into CrossFit and that kind of thing. So how do you want to elevate your body and activate your body before you activate your mind for the rest of the day? So if you're an early riser, then he's got that opportunity at 6 a.m. in the morning. So I'll take you really quickly through day 1 and day 2 and day 3. So day 1 was the workshops. Day 2 was when we got to experience the first speakers of the conference. So one of the things I love about Lewis's conference in particular is the energy. He brings amazing energy. So if you're going to bring a bunch of human beings together, especially adult people, you have to hold their attention. Like, our attention spans are negative, basically diminished because of social media, where we can only pay attention to anything for 15-second clips at a time, right? So he has energetic people who demonstrate their talent in between presenters. So he had his brother, Christian Howes, play some jazz. We had a piano player, Bobby Floyd came and played the piano. There is a great singer. So a lot of different talent that is playing in between the presenters. And this particular conference had a lot of emphasis on healing. So presenters were really focused on that. They're very powerful, impactful speakers, and so they each come out and speak. Like Dr. Michael Beckwith came out on day one. Rory Vaden, who I had the opportunity, which was amazing, to work with his company called Brand Builders. If you're working on building your personal brand out there. And then he had some other speakers as well. They were all also very good. So I would say there's something for everyone. If you're somebody that needs to work on your spiritual side, your mental side, your physical side, this is a holistic experience. So that's what I love about it. So, we go through from basically the doors open at 8:30 and the day ends at 5. Sometimes we go a little longer because we get a little excited. But in between, when there is a break or lunch, that's when you have an opportunity to buy people's books. You can buy merchandise, you can network with people, make great connections, and you can get your book signed and take pictures with all amazing presenters. So that was, and then the days end with a social. So last night we went to a place called North Market where you could kind of get whatever food you want and do a lot of networking. And then today, the other opportunity, and this was like a very big surprise, and I love how Lewis incorporates the element of surprise into his conference, into the Summit of Greatness. He announced, so you might be hearing it first from me, but hopefully if you're paying attention to his show, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm telling you some really cool brand new information, but Lewis is coming out with a new book, The Greatness Mindset, and it was announced here. So we were the first people to hear it. Rory Vaden, his branding strategist, announced it. He hasn't written a book for 5 years, so it's coming out in early spring of next year. So look out for it. It's called The Greatness Mindset. Because we are here, those of us that are committed, that are here, we had the opportunity to be the first buyers of his book. So we could buy them right now. And there's an incentive package for, if you buy one book, then you can get a ticket to the summit next year. If you buy 10 books, you get a ticket and some other stuff. And then if you buy 100 books, which there was only 50 slots for, you actually get to spend a day with Lewis Howes at next year, and you get preferred seat tickets to the Summit of Greatness and access to the Greatness Academy and a bunch of other cool stuff. I don't want to give away too much because you need to come and experience this yourself, but I'll tell you one of the decisions I made, which was pretty immediate. It was within probably like 3 minutes. I bought the 100 books, and it was $5,000 to do that. And it was a no-brainer for me because when you, proximity is power. And when you are in a space of growth and you know that you have an opportunity to connect with other people who are also doing their best work, and not just Lewis. Lewis is amazing. I love him, but also the 49 other people that I'll have an opportunity to meet. Why not? Why do I even have to think about that for more than 3 minutes? So that it wasn't full. I think there was about 20 of us. It was a surprise opportunity. We got to actually spend our lunch hour with Lewis in an intimate setting, talking to him, connecting with him, hearing from him, learning from him. You almost can't put a price tag on that. If you followed anything about his journey, there's people that would have spent 10 times as much as we did to be able to have just that opportunity right there. So that was a no-brainer, but that was a surprise. So my point in saying that is you have to be ready for things that are going to pop up and opportunities that present themselves at any time, especially if you're somebody that's an entrepreneur, or even if you're somebody that is like, I have a passion that I want to pursue. I don't even know how to monetize it, or you have a side hustle that you want to start, or anything that you're going to give your time, your energy, and your effort to. Don't pay attention. Pay attention to the people around you. Pay attention to the people that you spend the most time with, and be open to the opportunities that could come, because I wasn't expecting that, and it came, and I spent my lunch hour with Lewis Howes. So those are the kinds of things that happen when you're present and you take advantage of opportunities that are right in front of you. So that was super cool. And so then fast forward to today, and so I'm going to land it here in the next few minutes. Today was the closing day. A lot of more music and great energies. The final speakers of the day. Dr. Carolyn Leaf, she spoke yesterday. I forgot to mention her. Brilliant neuroscientist. You can actually go to summitofgreatness.com. You could take a look at all the people who have been here to speak, since I'm not doing justice to all their profiles. But NQ was the closing presenter today. He's a poet, did some awesome fucking poetry that was really dope to listen to, but a good variety, a lot of great energy, and just a whole lot of reflection. People pour their hearts out here, they share their feelings, they get vulnerable, they cry, but at the same time, in doing all that work, they build their ideas, they get more innovative, and they get more brave and bold to pursue what they want to in their life and in their business. And people have actually found their spouses here. It's pretty amazing. So tonight is the closing party. So that is why I'm speeding this up, because I don't want to be late for that. But tonight at the party, Wyclef Jean is performing. So we get to see him along with all the other presenters. And it's just going to be a space for us to enjoy, have a good time, connect, and again, just do, probably the number one thing I think everybody came here to do, which is to network and connect. So I'm really looking forward to tonight. It puts a cap on the experiencing the event. It gives me an opportunity to be in gratitude for all the consumption of information. There's a lot that I actually haven't announced that is happening in terms of other adventures that I've been going on, or the details of those. I think I announced it probably during the coaching sessions with Tracy, if you've been paying attention to those. I wrapped up my 6th session with her. Hopefully you've listened to that. But as the weeks go on, I'll share a little bit more about the progress of some of the things that I've talked about that I'm working on. That's pretty exciting. But my point is that coming to something like this is going to allow me to apply what I've learned to all the areas of business that I'm doing, to my consulting, to my coaching, to my book writing, to my investments, to my friends, my family, all the people that I love. So that's probably the quickest summary of the Summit of Greatness that you'll get. Honestly, my invite to you, my ask of you, is to come and experience it yourself. If there's another type of experience that you've gone to and you want to recommend, definitely email me, Dez@bornunbreakable.com. I'd love to hear about it, learn about it, know about it. But this is the one that I'm talking to you about today. So hope you can make it next year, 2023. To wrap this episode, I had to stand here in front of the Ohio Theater for anybody who happens to be watching on video. If you're not, that's where I'm standing if you're just listening. But in closing, I really wanted to say this. If there's anything that I've learned in my 2 decades of professional experience, it's that the number one investment that you could make in yourself is you. To invest in an experience like this, one weekend of the year, is so worth the dividends that it pays when it comes to your personal self-awareness, your ability to contribute more, and beyond that, the ability to influence the people around you and any of the businesses, whether you are the leader of it or if you're in an organization, how you serve the organization. So I hope what you've taken away from this episode is thinking about this for yourself. When you think about investing in yourself, what does that look like for you? And could this be, whether it's the Summit of Greatness or another conference like this, something to consider for you to add momentum and to accelerate your personal growth? So I'll leave you with that question. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me at Born Unbreakable on Instagram, or you can email me, des@bornunbreakable.com. As I always say in every episode, remember that you are your only limit. So take action today. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.